What's good, podcast listeners? We are back, and this is episode 31 of the Nothing But Action podcast. I am King Bino, and I'm glad we're back. We had a short little break, but I'm gonna introduce y'all to my co-host. First, we got Young Mustard.
Y'all already know what's up.
And we got JSmooth.
Yeah.
And our fourth member, Darius, will not be here today, but we have a very special guest, Steve-O, with us today. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Sorry, DJ Steve-O. What's good, y'all?
Hey, man, that's it? That's all you got to say, man?
Oh, well,
I thought you were going to plug yourself,
DJ Steve-O on YouTube and on Twitter. We have a small YouTube channel we're going right now, talking about basketball, the basketball topics during the playoffs. Go ahead and subscribe and check your boy out for sure.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
What's up. That's what we love to hear.
Yes, sir.
Y'all make sure y'all go sub to my guy, bro. We got the link in the description. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to my boy DJ Steve.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Crazy content over there, man. Crazy content. Y'all enjoy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are dead flat in the middle of the NBA Finals right now, So let's get right into it. The Suns are up 2-1 on the Milwaukee Bucks after the Bucks had an impressive game last night, and Giannis has been dominating the playoffs or the finals.
Alliteration, yo. No, the playoffs. You've been dominating the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll say the playoffs. The playoffs. And I think it's time we put a little bit more respect on Giannis's name.
Fact.
Yep.
Let me go first. Let me go first, bro.
Right, go ahead, bro.
Because I got a lot of shit to say, bro. Got a lot of shit to say. Let me say something to all these fucking idiots out there. Let me say something. And yes, I'm going to call them idiots because it seems like no matter what Giannis does, bro, this nigga can't win for losing.
Yep.
Like, it's one thing when I see people on TV say dumb shit like Giannis dropping 40 is a bad thing. But when I see other people online sitting there saying, oh, his play style doesn't lead to wins, blah, 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 all the stupid shit that they say. These are the same people that were probably criticizing Giannis when he lost in 2019, criticizing Giannis last year. And now you're criticizing Giannis when they're in the finals, which is the most success they've ever had, and you're blaming him for his teammates not making shots. Like, how is that his fault? The man went out there and dropped back-to-back 40-point games. But yet, when he dropped the first 40-point game, I hear people like Kendrick Perkins. And I'm really disappointed in Richard Jefferson. It's one thing when Kendrick said that shit. But Richard Jefferson, man, like, it's not like I lost respect for him or nothing, because I still think he's great. But you should know better, man. Like, I value your opinion way more than I value a lot of these other niggas on TV. And for him to sit there and say there's a difference between how Giannis gets his 40 and Chris Paul gets his 40, it's like, bro, why are y'all trying to make a narrative out of nothing? Like, there's no narrative that needs to be made here. The nigga just had a great game and his teammates didn't step up. Is it his fault that Chris Middleton plays like Kobe one game and then plays like DiVincenzo the next? Is it his fault that Drew Holiday turns into Eric Bledsoe every other game? Like how is that on Giannis? I just don't get it. And then there are certain people that I'm friends with, and they know who they are, sitting here and blaming Giannis for them losing. But they're giving a pass to guys that are being paid max money. And then they walk into a press conference after they play like shit in the NBA Finals and they're smiling. And it's like, yes, Jason, I know you like Chris Middleton. That shit is not cool, bro. And look, I'm not even really mad at Middleton like that, because I've been saying he's miscast. Middleton is better as a third option than a second. I feel like we all should kind of agree on that. Like, sure, they may win the championship this year, but we all know, I'm not trying to be mean, I'm not trying to poo-poo this, but we all know if the Nets were healthy, this wouldn't even be a debate right now. So
that is true.
So no, injuries happen.
No. Middleton. Okay, Middleton is just not a number two, because a number two has to be, I would say, a little bit more consistent. That's what I would say.
But answer me this question: how many number twos are that consistent?
Kyrie.
Are we going to talk about
Come on.
A championship like number two.
A championship winning number two
is consistent. I would say.
Okay. Was Klay Thompson a championship number 2 during the Warriors run?
Which one? The first one?
Yeah. Was he championship number 2?
Yeah. And even in that run, it was fairly similar to the run that the Bucks had. All these injuries happening to all these teams, bro.
Klay Thompson is one of the most inconsistent playoff players ever.
But Klay shows up, though, bro.
No, he has one good game in the playoffs, and everybody thinks he's great, but he's one of the most inconsistent playoff players ever. Outside of the 2016 run.
All right. Now, you can say that. Now, if that's your argument, right? Let's say 2015. If you're saying he's not a consistent number 2, fine, you can have that because in 2015 they only won, in my opinion, because Kyrie and Kevin Love didn't play. So I wouldn't consider Klay a championship number 2 because in 2016 they didn't win a championship, and in 2017 and 18 the number 2 was Steph Curry.
And so because I know where JSmooth's also going to go, he's probably going to bring up the Raptors. And if you bring up the Raptors, bro, we all know injuries happen in that run. Yeah. And even in that Raptors run, every single series there was somebody being consistent, except that Philly series. I ain't gonna lie. Kawhi definitely
Kawhi was on backpack.
Yeah, he was backpacking. But every single series, somebody stepped up. In the Magic series, if I'm not mistaken, Siakam played well. In the conference finals, Lowry played well, and Van Vliet came alive at the end of that series. And then in the finals, we all know he got help from Siakam, Van Vliet, and Lowry. So even if you want to mention that run, like, there were guys that were playing like number 2s consistently in each series.
I wouldn't even say they weren't really even they weren't playing like number 2. They were playing like number 3s. The difference was they were all playing like number 3s. So everybody was stepping up. I think Chris Middleton can be a number 2, averaging 23 points a game in the playoffs, like he is right now, right? I just believe that when you have a guy like Drew, right? Because this is my only issue, right? Chris. For the most part, I think he's been fine these playoffs. But the dude that has been the problem, that has made every series longer than it should be, is Drew Holiday.
That is facts.
Drew, bro.
I agree.
If he plays average, bro, because he always gets the third best. This is usually how it is. Chris Middleton gets the best defensive player on him. He gets the best defensive assignment. Then Giannis gets the best big defensive assignment. And then Drew always has the third best defender on the team most of the time, right? He should be able to exploit that matchup every single time. But since he's always missing open threes, making bad decisions, right? If he just plays average, we're not even having this conversation right now. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
But I mean, you can also sometimes say the same thing with Chris Middleton because the games like. I will honestly say the team goes as far as Chris Middleton can take them in a way. Like, obviously, Giannis is going to do his thing. Even if Giannis is having those games where he's missing free throws, like, Giannis is always going to have an impact on the game. But the games where Chris Middleton is hitting his shots and the defense has to, like, kind of key in on him a little bit more because he's not off, the Bucks just don't really lose like that. So so if we're giving him credit as the number 2, like JSmooth wants, the team goes as far as Chris Middleton goes. You see, Chris Middleton doesn't play well, and they're fucking down 0-2. Chris Middleton plays well, they win the game. Like, I don't even think Drew is the third best offensive player.
I mean, to be fair, though,
what you can say.
He played well in game 1.
Game 2.
Yeah.
To be fair, not game 2, last game that happened, it was Drew that really stepped up more than Middleton. Middleton was kind of mid.
Yeah. Drew came out. He came out hooping in the beginning, though.
Chris was good.
Drew started 1 for 5 from 3 in the third quarter.
Because in the third quarter, that's really when Drew like took off. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he hit like 3 or 4 threes in the third.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, man, like it just really blows my mind that like, especially mainstream media. Like look, I get mainstream media, like they have their flaws and shit, but like the fact that they really just went on TV and tried to blame Giannis for dropping 40, bro.
It makes no sense. I just don't get, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm a huge LeBron fan, so I've seen times where LeBron will go off, or even stars will go off on crazy scoring outage and they'll just have a great game. And then the notion is the fact of how that player could have changed their game to, that's not what we should be talking about. We should be talking about his teammates not putting in the work. Like at the end of the day, after game 2, Drew and Chris, they're max players by default. No matter if you don't like them getting paid that much, they're getting paid that much money. So at the end of the day, they have to pull their weight. So when you look at game 2, when they only put up 28 points on 12 for 37 shooting, and we talk about Giannis saying, "Oh, Giannis, his game," like that makes no sense to me. Like that, we shouldn't be talking about Giannis. We got to be talking about the fact of how these guys aren't pulling their weight to help Giannis win those games. So,
and then these are the same guys. When James Harden, like who was it? Who the fuck was it? Was it Richard Jefferson that said when Giannis was going off in that third quarter, it wasn't good for Drew and fucking Chris because they had to just stand there and watch him.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
James Harden.
That might have been Perkins. I don't even remember.
I'm saying these are the same motherfuckers that would, if James Harden had 40 points in a loss, they would say the Rockets role players got to step up. These are the same motherfuckers that would say the same shit when Harden literally just stands there with the ball in ISOs all game.
That's what I'm saying, like, what you saying, bro. Like these, like, bro, it's such hypocrisy because there's one guy in particular. You already know, Steve-O. You know the guy I'm talking about. There's one guy in particular. This guy is a James Harden fan. And he's sitting there criticizing Giannis for doing ISOs. Like, why would Giannis not do ISOs at that point? Like, he has to take the game over. He has to, because him taking the game over brought them within single digits.
And then if he doesn't,
off the court, bro.
The media finna be on his ass.
Yeah, it's funny because a lot of the shots that they missed, like, they made in game 3, like, they were the same shots. They just made shots. Like, people make this excuse where it's like, oh, Giannis is stopping his teammates from getting, like, it's just like his game isn't helping the other teammates. It's like the same shots. Like, if you look in game 2, they just shot poorly. End of the day, they weren't making shots, and you know the Suns were making shots, of course. But I just think that if you saw game 2 and the words Giannis should have came out of your mouth, I clocked out. I'm not listening no more, because at that point you know what you're talking about. Because the notion shouldn't be about Giannis.
Got the man put about an offensive and defensive masterclass, bro.
That's another thing, bro. Keep on the defensive end, bro. I swear, it's like people are there to bash Giannis, but they're not there to praise the nigga. Like, remember last year in the bubble, people were mad at him because, oh, he's not guarding Jimmy Butler. Even though I don't even get the point. Like, why would you guard Jimmy Butler when you have Chris Middleton on your team? Like, that just doesn't make sense.
Okay, it's not that. It's the fact that you want to use Giannis's greatest strength as a player is a help defender, and Jimbo was shooting well this playoffs, so you can't you couldn't really leave him open like you usually do. You rather leave a guy like Jay Crowder open, who shot well for one series and then shot 20% for the rest of the playoffs. Right?
You missing my point though. My point is, like, people were mad at him for not guarding Jimmy, but now, like, the nigga is playing. He has been playing great defense, especially in this finals, and nobody cares. Like, these same people that were petitioning to take away his depoy, they were petitioning to take away his defensive player of the year because Anthony Davis played subpar defense on Jimmy Butler in the finals. Like, it's such hypocrisy, bro, with Giannis. It's such hypocrisy. It's gotten to the point where I'm like, if you can't be objective and you can't be fair when you're talking about Giannis, then just don't talk about the nigga at all. Don't talk about him at all. Because it's obvious, like, people just want to find ways to criticize him unfairly, in my opinion. And look, I'm a fan, and some people may think I'm being biased, but it's just clear that there's an agenda. And also, I even saw this tweet. Let me ask y'all about this. It was like, I'm paraphrasing here, so don't quote me. But it was like, it's funny how, like, no NBA player, like, has ever, like, really congratulated Giannis for any of his performances.
Oh yeah,
like, you know how, like, yeah, like, you know how you see Chris Paul gets love, and props to Chris Paul, one of the most loved players in the league. People want to see him get a ring, especially this year. You saw even Donovan Mitchell get some love when he played in the playoffs. Like, you know, you see even LeBron. LeBron will show some love to players. Like, it's crazy. Like, Giannis don't really get some love.
They don't respect him, and I think it's due to the fact that, like, they don't respect, like, at the end of the day, the guy's, you know, he's a Greek freak. People don't respect his style of play, and that's fine. You don't really got to respect, you don't have to like style of play, but you have to accept that he's a dominant player. That's what I'm really more so trying to like let people know. Like, we make fun of him, you know, HB diving to the basket. We all make jokes about that. It's funny, I get that. But at the end of the day, this guy is dominant. He's putting up. I think it was a stat like this is the first time a player has dropped 40 points back to back in the NBA Finals with 10 rebounds. I think Shaq did it as well. And LeBron. Don't quote me, of course, but the fact that he's doing that, and we can talk about the offensive scheme for the Bucks isn't the greatest because we all believe that Mike Budenholzer isn't the scheme that they're running right now isn't the best, and he's still a dominant player even in the setting that he's in right now. It's unbelievable to say, just to say the least. It's unbelievable.
You disagree with their offensive scheme being not
this is my other thing. I don't think the offense is like it literally comes down to players making shots. I don't think the offensive scheme is terrible. You know what I mean? Like we run pick and roll with Giannis.
They don't run enough pick and rolls, bro. Don't sit there and lie. They don't run enough pick and rolls.
It's not straight pick and roll. It's like out of certain action. And when we run those, if guys are because every single game, let's be real, the Bucks generate a ton of open shots. If we're being real, we do. It's the only issue, the fact that players aren't making them. And when they don't make them, Bud is getting blamed for it. I just don't. I'm not saying Bud is a perfect coach. He should. There are some flaws in his offensive scheme, whatever, right?
Yeah, like letting Giannis handle the ball at the top of the key. Like, what kind of shit is
bro,
that?
I'm not mad about that because, bro,
No. Like, Giannis is more dominant when you give him his post touches, bro.
Because then he can. Because they're gonna send the help, and just I think in that first quarter, there was time like they were sending help multiple times, and he was able to find guys. Even Giannis from the post, he's finding guys open as well. So like, I just think that he's, like I said before, a dominant player. You may not like the style of play, but you gotta respect the fact that he's dominating in the game today, where it's a completely different game now.
And like people be talking about skill and shit, and it's like, I'd be questioning if they even watch Giannis, bro, because like. The fact that you're a 7-footer like him and you can handle the ball, that's a skill in itself. And not only that, defense is a skill in itself. And not only that, but the nigga literally be throwing some of the best, I wouldn't say best dimes, but he be throwing some really, really nice dimes, bro. Like, there'll be times he comes down the court, he'll do a nice little no-look pass to someone under the basket or someone in the corner. Like, and it's like people just act like playmaking is not a skill, bro. Like, I just don't get it. Like, even saying he has no skill, it's still inaccurate. Like, people, they're just not fair, bro.
It's because people like the tweet as he pull up. You know what I mean?
You want to see the in and out as he pull up going under the basket. Like, they want to see that. That's what they want to see. Like, I don't blame him. I mean, I like seeing it too, but if my guy can get 40 points and win, hey, I'll take that as well, man.
Hey, bro, that's why everyone likes Carmelo, bro. You see loser Melo, right? Hey
man.
Queen Ezzy, you know what I mean? Everybody sees that, man. They're like, Melo's is back.
Niggas see Melo do jab steps and they lose their mind, bro.
Jab steps, big on the baseline. Yeah, he's gonna hit that. You know he's good for it.
They see him take a post fade over two people and they're like, his bag.
Nah, if you hit a shot over like multiple people and it looks nice, you're gonna see a bunch of tweets of this guy. Hey, this guy has a deep bag, guys. Look out for him. Like, come on, bro.
And
like,
also, let me say this about the Bucks, because Steve-O brought this up in this group chat that we're in, and people were trying to like make it look like he's trying to give an excuse just because this guy got hurt. But I think the loss of DiVincenzo, like, you can really see how it's affecting them in this series. Because like in the beginning of the series, the Suns were really killing them with the mismatches. Like, obviously, Lopez was getting killed in the pick and roll and shit. But also, once they adjusted and they put Giannis at the 5, the Suns were just targeting the worst defender on the court. Like, Bryn Forbes, it seems like ever since the Miami Heat series, this guy has been useless, bro. Straight up useless. Brick after brick after brick. Not only that, then when Pat Connaughton was on the court, they were targeting him. And Pat Connaughton's not even a bad defender to me. He's just, like, he has good hands. He's not the best laterally or anything, but he's not a liability. He's a solid defender. He's just the worst one on the court whenever he gets on the court usually. And like,
this is the thing. He's actually doing a solid job. In my opinion, I think he's doing a solid job defending them, and they're not really scoring on him like they can, right? The issue is Bryn Forbes, and the fact that you have to play him because
he's a shooter.
He's giving you nothing, too. Like, from that Miami series, I literally thought I ain't gonna lie, I was like, bro, Forbes is going nuts. They might go really, really far if this guy keeps it up. Ever since that Miami Heat series, this man has turned into, I don't know who, Shabazz Napier. I don't know. He's not the same guy right now, bro. Like, bro, I don't know.
Shabazz Napier.
Like
Napier is even insulting to Shabazz Napier.
Like that man Forbes is shooting like 28% from threes since that series, and he has not been good on either. So useless.
And can I go over that, like what I said about Dante DiVincenzo in the chat? Because a lot of people don't really understand, like, just because you're missing a player on your team, if he's not like a huge scoring threat, like a 25 per game scorer, that doesn't mean he's not a threat. He's still he can still add spacing. He can add different things to the team as well. But yeah, like it's like he adds like even matchups and lineups that you can run. When you're missing guys, it makes it so much harder to do certain things. Now, I'm not saying at the time that, because DiVincenzo's out, the Bucks are going to lose the series. No, they still got the bodies to do it. But at the end of the day, having DiVincenzo allows you to play. If Giannis was to go at the 5, then the lineup would be what? You would have Drew, Middleton, I'd say PJ, you could say DiVincenzo and Giannis. That's those 5. That's a pretty solid defensive lineup in itself, with shooting all around it, of course.
I can't lie though. PJ been kind of a liability on defense sometimes, bro.
On defense?
Sometimes.
I don't know.
Because the Suns,
I won't say that.
the Suns try to find those, and I'm not trying to say liability. That's not the right word, but because he's playing good defense on D-Book and stuff when he switches, I give props to PJ for that. But whenever PJ starts matching up on Aiden, it's just like there's really nothing that nigga can do.
Yeah, that's there. Then he can do that. Aiden's just too strong. But I will say PJ.
It's not his fault though because he's shorter.
6'5" man, yo.
I'm not saying that there's, bro. I'm not blaming him, bro. There's nothing he can really do. But it's like him being 6'5", like they're gonna try to find that mismatch. They're gonna try to get him on Aiden as much as possible. So it's just like I don't want to say he's a liability, but he can be depending on how the Suns try to get the mismatches, bro.
Anybody can be a liability outside of Giannis. This is what I'm saying, right? This is why I say, bro, because when they run Giannis at the 5, yeah, they do get some stops, but the real threat, the real lineup that was giving them problems was the Bobby Portis and Giannis lineup. Because when you just run Giannis at the 5, you know what they do? They pull Giannis out and they have DA either attack the glass or they have him posting up on somebody, basically. And it's just, you can't stop him. So it's like, you don't have enough big bodies.
DA got that dough, man.
You saw it at the beginning of the game, bro. They couldn't stop the Bucks. They could not stop the Suns because they put Giannis at the 5. Chris Paul forced the switch, dumped it down to DA easy post hook every single time. So
he was actually making mid-range pull-ups too. Like Ayton has a versatile bag. Like I ain't gonna lie, he was at those times where like at first you think that he's just running the floor and just dunking the ball because CP3's there. Nah, he was. I think he had like at least 3 or 4 mid-range pull-ups in that first quarter. Like he was legit doing his thing.
Bro, he got it back, bro. He nasty. He turned into a king for some reason.
This guy, man.
Matter of fact, we might as well use DA to transition to the Suns because let me say this about the Suns. People got really caught up in that Game 2 performance. Please do not think that shit is going to happen again, bro. The Bucks made a lot of defensive adjustments. They were fighting over the screens way better in Game 2. The only reason the Suns won Game 2 was because they were making their threes crazy. Mikal Bridges dropped 27 points. That's not happening again for the rest of the series. Devin Booker was going crazy from 3. We all know he's a streaky 3-point shooter and scorer in general. Nigga came out Game 3, what did he shoot, like 3 of 13? Like, come on, man. Like, we all
they low-key haven't answered it. Low-key hasn't been looking too good.
Exactly.
We'll talk about that.
And then Jay Crowder, the definition of inconsistency, bro. I will admit, Jay Crowder,
he's a shooter now, though.
No, bro. Hey, Jay Crowder versus the Bucks is the best shooter on the planet. I promise you, bro.
Last night, every time you saw that shit,
I was gonna say he was going crazy last night, though.
You know who I'm scared of? Every time he touches the ball, Cam Johnson. Whenever he touches the ball, it's either going in or he's going to do something crazy.
After he got the dunk on PJ, I said, next three he shoots, he's sparking that bitch, and he wet that bitch like water.
I was like, bro, meat to meat. Hey, meat to meat. That was wild.
Man, nuts in his, bro, put his nuts in that nigga mouth, bro.
Cam is kind of crazy.
Look, ever since he got drafted 10, and I seen Kobe White's reaction, I went back watched him in college. I've been a fan ever since.
Yo, never knew Cam Johnson would be better than Kobe White, bro. I've seen,
bro. Chill. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not gonna disrespect the GOAT Kobe White, bro.
No, he's not even gonna be on the Bulls next season, bro.
The Suns, bro.
Hey, man.
D-Book, bro. Man. He's like D-Book.
He's still better than D-Mitch. I don't care.
No, sir.
He's a really good solid player, right? But let's be real, bro.
He's still better than D-Mitch. I know.
D-Book has since the conference finals and the finals, bro. He's had like 2 good games combined in the entire series. You know what I mean? He has not shot the ball well at all. You know what I mean? And it's not a surprise, especially in that Clipper series, because let's be real, no star shot well in that Clipper series. But
Cat,
hey,
and then listen, my boy in the fourth quarter though is a bucket. Facts.
Who's a bucket?
Hey, someone pull up his fourth quarter stats for me.
Hey, bro, I can pull up fourth quarter stats if you want. You know what I mean?
Actually, I don't even know. They might be trash. I was just guessing. I just know that he hit clutch shots. I'm not gonna go say he shot the whole floor. He hit clutch shots for sure though.
Bro, I'm for sure not putting D-Book over D-Mitch. He's probably 5 on the top 25, under 25 for sure. I don't think he's
D-Book.
He's cool, but nah, he's not over D-Mitch, Tatum, Luka, or
Zion.
Yeah. Oh, I'm tripping. Zion. Well, that's a whole different conversation. But D-Book is live, but I'm not going to put him over like some of the guys that I've seen already in the playoffs right now. I just can't.
Zion.
D-Mitch is already an all-time playoff performer, bro. Like that is.
Wait. The D-Mitch. Okay, you said D-Mitch. Okay, yeah. That's true. I can see that.
D-Mitch already an all-time playoff performer, bro. Like no doubt about it.
The way he literally. D-Mitch is different. He's different.
Yeah, he's different. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna remain biased.
And also, bro, D-Book be on some bitch nigga shit sometimes, bro. I'm just saying.
It's true, but I like it. So
he be forcing
I saw in game 3 or 4. The first play, Drew Holiday ripped the ball from him. I think the ball went out of bounds, whatever. You see him looking at Drew Holiday, yeah, okay, that's a bet. I'm pretty sure you can get in D-Book's head really, really easily because people have done it in the series in the playoffs already this year. Like
Pat Bev got in that nigga for the show.
Bro.
And like D-Book, bro, like I don't know what his issue is sometimes. Like don't get me wrong, I'm a D-Book fan. Like I got no beef with Devin Booker here, but like he just be doing some shit that's like immature, bro. He just does immature shit sometimes, bro. And I know he's a young player. When he pushed Dennis Schroeder, that shit wasn't cool.
Okay. Look,
I also think it was some fucked up shit that he calls Paul George. What did he say to Paul George? Called him a bitch ass nigga or some shit. That was fucked up.
Season, bro. Players talk shit all the time. Come on,
soft ass nigga. It might have been soft. I don't remember what he said, but
the players talk shit all the time.
Bro, that was whatever. I'm not even really mad at him for that. But pushing Dennis Schroeder in midair is fucked up.
In midair.
And guess what? LeBron did the same shit to Mikal.
What? Okay, if he did it, then that's fucked up too. It doesn't change.
Yeah. It's still fucked up. LeBron just did it.
Nobody's saying that. We gonna call LeBron immature?
Nigga, but LeBron doesn't have a resume of doing shit like that.
Oh yeah, he does. Because he does push players in there.
I'm not about to.
He's injured indeed.
I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie. Niggas injure LeBron when he goes to the basket.
Either way.
And then he walks in front of the camera.
Bro, JSmooth was a Bron hater still, bro. I forgot to even let you know that he a whole Bron hater.
I could already tell from the jump when I said LeBron's the GOAT. I could already tell. I was like,
listen.
Yo, he's lying, bro. Come on now.
Let's transition to. We'll do predictions for the rest of the series, and we'll do. Then we'll talk about the legacies of Giannis and Chris Paul.
Let me say this though real quick. About the Suns. I had said recently that I'm more happy if the Suns win. I'm more gonna be happy for Monty than Chris Paul, and the reason is because obviously the stuff he went through in his personal life. It is the passing of his mom, or not his mom, his wife. And I don't know if his kid. I think his kids were in the car as well, but I don't know if one of his kids passed in that situation. That was a really tough thing that happened. But as far as the situation with, also as a coach, people be forgetting. People were trying to, I wouldn't say blackball him, but they were trying to say that bro wasn't that good. You know, like, yeah, he was dealt with so many tough hands so many times in his career. So to see him finally reach this moment, bro, like, not many niggas in the league in general deserve this type of success and comeback. So
yeah, bro.
Monty for this.
Yeah, he went through a lot of shit, bro. Now he's made it. Also, another black coach. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love seeing black coaches succeed. I love seeing all coaches succeed. Don't get me wrong, but I love seeing black coaches succeed, especially knowing how they get treated in this league. You know what I mean? And you love to see it. You know what I mean? That man, he put in the work. He's been through a hella hardship. You know what I mean? I think he's even thought about quitting. I'm not sure, but he's done like a lot. Back from OKC, and then then the Hornets. Like, he's huge, and he deserves this 100%. All the adjustments he makes, how he makes his players better, the type of offense that he runs, it's perfect.
No,
it's a fact.
No, he's a really good coach, and I think that when I look at some of the sets that the Suns have ran this playoff run, like, he's just a genius when it comes to the offensive end of the game. Like, he figures out ways to get everybody in the system. It feels like the Suns, they got two superstars. You could say 8 and 2, D-Book, CP3. But the fact of the matter is, everybody on this team has shown something in these playoffs. Talk about Cameron Payne in the Lakers series. Cam Johnson, who's probably the most efficient player right now, from just being efficient with Kyle Bridges and his ability to, just to be a 3-and-D player. Like, everybody on the Suns has shown something.
Hey,
and
is Mikal's
I think
contract up?
You said what?
Is Mikal's contract up?
I think he's on
He's 2018, right? He's 2018, right?
Yeah, it's 2018.
Yeah, he's still time. Him and DA both.
Well, whenever his contract up, he finna get the bag.
No, he's definitely getting paid, like, at least a 20 mil up for sure.
That's
like, he's gonna get paid for sure. But no, Monty Williams, what he's able to do with this team, and just make sure everybody is, no one's backpacking right now for the Suns. I would say everybody's doing everything to help them win. So that's just great players and also a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact, yeah. It really shows. Like, he really stresses ball movement. I think everybody kind of already knows that. And props to Monty, because not like it's pretty easy to see a team with Chris Paul and Devin Booker and just be like, okay, we can run a bunch of ISOs and pick and rolls all the time, which they do run a lot of pick and rolls. Don't get me wrong, but like, they emphasize ball movement. Like, you can see it. Like, the Bucks are a great defensive team. Like, we all saw that play where they were crazy with the rotations and all that. But the Suns still found the open guy. So props to Monty for enforcing that. But let's move on to the predictions for the rest of the series. What'd you say?
Real quick, bro. Real quick about that possession, bro. I like the ball movement, but I'm going to say this. They passed up 1 million open shots. They passed up way too many open. I know they got an and one out of it at the end of the day, but they passed up way too many open shots, and I don't even, for me personally, contrary to like what everybody likes, I don't really like that possession that much. Only because it seems like at that point you're just passing the pass, you know what I mean? Instead of passing with a purpose. So that's all I gotta say, but you can go.
I feel you. I also think the Bucks played way better defense than people gave them credit on that play, bro. Like,
they did, yo.
Like, they were literally, and also the Suns were kind of lucky to even score. Like, D-Book passed the ball, it got tipped like twice. I'm like, bro, like, that's not really like that great of offense. Like, it's ball movement. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not like these niggas are the Spurs in 2014 or some shit, you know. But people like to make narratives, so it's whatever. But let's move on to the predictions for the rest of this series. Let's actually just discuss. Y'all want to predict the rest of the series or just Game 4? Because I think it's best to just predict Game 4, considering next game is.
Yeah. Look at the notification that y'all just got on Bleacher Report, dog.
What?
Huh?
Yo, no cap, they could do it. What's it called? I would sit down dunk, bro.
Bro, that shit is not happening, bro. Just stop.
They would.
So, Steve, I don't know if you got that notification, but apparently, let me say what the notification is to everybody. But we just got a notification from Bleacher Report from The Athletic that says Golden State has already internally discussed the idea of trading for Damian Lillard. Can you fucking believe it, bro?
Wow.
No one believes it, bro. Next topic, bro.
Wait.
They would only have to trade every single one of their picks, Wiggins and Wiseman.
Bro, they gotta trade Steph. Fuck that shit, man. That shit not happening, bro. Nigga, you're not running a lineup of Steph and Dame. The fuck?
Yeah, bro, do it.
You know what? I guess you would actually try that out anyway. But like,
yeah, why not, bro?
I guess you gotta try it out. Don't get me wrong. Like, they'd be stupid to not.
Okay, actually, now that I think about it, look, a package of all the Warriors picks with Wiseman and Wiggins doesn't sound too bad, bro.
It doesn't.
Bro, that shit not happening.
It doesn't, but it's like
that shit's not happening.
I'm not like I don't know. I'm not really.
But then again, it's really just be Steph, Dame, Clay, Draymond, and no one.
I mean,
bro, the shooting, yo.
The shooting. I was about to say the spacing, nigga. Shit.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Hey, listen, them boys gonna be. Listen,
that's gonna be ugly. That's gonna be ugly. Offensively, it'd be ugly as hell. Defensively,
they'll be fine,
bro. All they gotta do is sign a nigga like JaVale McGee, bro, and they straight. Swear to God.
Hey, you already know they used to having JaVale, bro. That's an easy work right there, bro. Easy.
Yeah, bro.
Actually, they don't even gotta get JaVale, bro. All they gotta do is be like, "Hey, Drummond, you know you're not getting not that much of a bag."
They'll still have Ron Tosano Anderson, which wasn't that bad. They'll still have Jordan Poole, who wasn't that bad. So I mean,
they still have
the GOAT Brad Wanamaker.
He's wrong, bro.
Yeah, you go, bro. You have Stephen Dame and Draymond. You don't need another guard, bro. Let's be real.
I'm joking. He sucks.
They rip the Nets, bro. They be shooting from half court all game. Like that,
bro. You literally have to take two. You literally have to take two defenders to guard. You might as well just play a half court zone.
Pick and roll with Dame and Steph sounds disgusting.
I'm so serious. God. Who are you doubling, bro? Like who are you doubling?
You can't double.
You can't double. If you double, you literally leave play in the corner.
Imagine Damian Lillard being open on like spot ups. That shit is over, bro. It's raps. It's raps at that.
Yeah. If I'm Dame, I'm already telling the Blaze organization, hey,
he said, "Hey, I'm from Oakland, dog."
That's even. No, hey, please, Dame, get out of Oregon. I'm begging.
And I don't feel like that's not a terrible.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're getting James Wiseman. You're getting Wiggins. You're getting what do they have? They're
getting their picks this year. They're getting a 7th and their picks this
year, and you're getting all the look. And I promise, and you're getting all the future picks, dog.
Davion Mitchell in the Portland, Oregon jersey. What's up?
Oh man, bro.
Davion Mitchell, aka the new Donovan Mitchell. Nah.
Hey man,
it's really crazy that they play exactly alike and they're not.
They do. They really do.
I know that shit is crazy.
Like I watched this man do a sidestep 3 during the fucking March Madness championship.
They have the same gear on. Same gear. I'm like, bro, why is he?
You cannot tell me this is not the
same. They had the same number 2, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is actually crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. D Mitch, like our D Mitch is gonna take it personal when they face each other. I'm pretty sure. D Mitch,
Davion's gonna be better.
Oh my god! Stop it. Bro,
you said D Book was better than D Mitch, right? You said that?
Yeah. I didn't mean Davion, my boy.
Oh, okay.
But,
such a hater.
But let's move on to this prediction though. For that,
bro, I'm not a hater, bro. I like Donovan Mitchell as long as
you are a hater
about Devin Booker. No, I like
bro. Every time D Mitch has a bad game, Bino will pull up to our Twitter group chat and shit on this nigga, man.
All I say is this is the guy that y'all think is better than D Book. That's all I say.
Okay, nigga, you ain't like D Book. Don't be having games where he go like
D Book like 35%. The next 10 games.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
D Book shooting 35%. Look, listen. D-Book shooting 35% from the field looked way better than
Oh my god, bro! D-Book. Nah, I don't want to hear it. This nigga D-Book will have games where he's just jacking up stupid ass shots, bro. Stupid ass shots.
You're saying that when Donovan Mitchell is in the discussion?
But guess what? Donovan Mitchell makes them. He makes them.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Because who has the better playoff resume?
Hey, listen. You want to talk about playoff resumes? This is the same Donovan Mitchell that blows leads. Simple. I don't care.
Bro, it's not
certified lead blower.
You talking about Donovan certified lead? No, it's Rudy Gobert that blows these leads.
Lead blower.
Not playing Rudy Gobert, bro.
Bro, JSmooth, stop it, bro. We're not doing this. We're not even doing this. Let's get back to the finals, bro.
Please. Rudy Gobert.
Let's get back.
Hey, look, I'll give my predictions for Game 4. I'll even give my predictions for the series. I, as an avid D-Book fan, but a semi Chris Paul hater, Bucks in 6.
Hey,
and I only really started hating Chris Paul when I realized that he was going against my team. I'm not a Clippers fan, but I was rooting for the Clippers, obviously. This is why, like, during that series, I didn't like D-Book a little bit, but, now I'm back on my boy bandwagon. Don't even worry about it, man. No, best shooting guard, the second best shooting guard in the league, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Paul George, bro, it's not his fault that they lost, but, man, it was a real missed op. I wouldn't say missed op, but, yeah, it was a real missed op.
No. I know. On everything, I deadass believe that they make the championship if they go up 2-1, bro.
I think
they should have been up 2-1.
Yeah, bro. If they won that game,
they win the
2, bro.
If they get just one extra day of rest, bro. Because holy shit, bro.
Their schedule
the NBA brutal.
Their schedule was actually brutal.
I can't lie. They did get a lot of. It wasn't fair what they did go through. I can't cap.
Hey man, but it also was the Clippers' fault that they went 7 with Dallas. So
that's a fact. Win your games at home. Like, think about it, bro. How can you not win a single home game until Game 7? That's unacceptable, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. They found stuff out later. But still, like, there were other teams that went 7 and still got more rest. Like the Hawks.
That's not what we said, bro. We said they went 7 and they couldn't win a home game in the process, bro.
Yeah, no. What JSmooth was referring to because of their schedule.
Yeah, the Hawks went 7 in their series and they still got more rest than the Clippers.
No, that's because their series was with ESPN and one of them was with their series was with TNT and the Western Conference Finals was with ESPN and you're not going to play them both on the same day.
Yeah,
so
it's weird.
But shout out to
like either way, they just had the advantage.
Shout out to PG though for playing all those minutes. I think he still leads all players in minutes played and
exactly
played since. This is like mid-June.
Hey man, he's gonna have a healthy offseason. Hopefully Kawhi. Actually, you realize they never gave us Kawhi's injury, but it's alright, bro.
But that's a fact, bro. Nobody even knows what the fuck Kawhi's injury is.
Bro, I literally walked in Game 3 when they were like, I think they lost. It was a Game 3 or Game 4, 1 or 2. He was in the stands watching his teammates. I'm like, bro, what is this man like? Is this cool? Whatever. Like, what are we doing right now? And people were telling me stripping.
It was cool, bro.
Yeah, it was cool. Wow. I'm like, bro,
they was cool, bro.
This man's in the bleachers over here with his family eating popcorn. I'm like, dog, your teammates are getting blown out, dog. Like,
the next game he was back down there.
Yeah, he was like, all right, I'll come down here.
I ain't gonna lie, he probably didn't expect to get put on camera, bro.
Nah, yeah,
he was like, they caught me up here, bro.
I know that nigga probably got the call from Ballmer. He was like, yeah, bro, not gonna lie, that shit not gonna fly no more. You gonna have to be on the sidelines.
Like, what? What are you doing up there, bro?
And it's crazy because, like, what if that injury really wasn't... Okay, I don't want to question Kawhi. I'm not trying to say Kawhi's a bitch or something. But what if that injury was, like, minor?
It wasn't minor.
No, it was minor, but I will say that the fact that there was even a chance that he played in the finals tells me that if he really, really wanted to, he could have played. But honestly, I wouldn't do it. Bro. I'm not risking that, bro. Especially, listen, it's smart. I'm not risking that in my contract year, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. And
I'm not risking that in my contract year, bro.
Kawhi is one of, like, I would say 10 players that if he were to tear his Achilles, bro, he'd still get a max. Like I still think, like KD, same thing. Like, and also, bro, we know Kawhi don't care about the money. He don't care about that shit.
Cap. Hey, Cap.
How is it cap? Bro, he left how much money to leave San Antonio?
Okay, but listen, bro. If that was the case, honestly, how I see it, if I was in the NBA, niggas would hate me because I'm out here signing fucking. If I was a superstar in the NBA, I'm out here signing $10-15 million deals because I want to win a championship, nigga. Bro, like I never understood that shit, bro. That like the fact that we've been in the league this long and I've never seen a superstar take like a real pay cut. Like LeBron took a pay cut to win a championship, but the niggas was making like 30 mil.
Tim Duncan took pay cuts.
Oh yeah, exactly, bro. Like that's how you win chips, nigga. Like, bro, but at the same give me some depth. Give me some depth, nigga.
You gotta remember, bro. The players, first off, they want to save money, and they also lose a lot of their money because of tax, which is wild, right?
Bro, nigga, if I was making $1 million a year, nigga, I would be straight. I promise.
Yeah, but
that's you.
Like, you're speaking on the perspective of normal niggas, bro. Like these guys have a chance. These guys have the chance to make hundreds of millions of dollars. Like you're not passing that shit up,
that's
bro.
True. Look, okay,
and at the end of the day, basketball's cool. You want to win championships. I get it. You want to maximize what you can do in your career. But there's life after basketball, bro. Like you got to think about that.
Okay, no. Okay, now if you want to take it that way, then I would take my rookie extension. So like that 5 year whatever deal, I would take that deal, and after that deal expired, I want to be hunting another max contract, bro. Because I'm straight with $200 million on God.
Okay, what if you suck? Like what?
Well, that's different. No, that's different. Like if I have to fight, if I'm just a role player, then I'm taking my bag. I'm just saying. If I'm a superstar, like if I'm like let's say I'm a Russell Westbrook ass nigga, right? And I'm a free agent this offseason, nigga. I am signing to the Clippers for $10 million. Swear to God, I'm cool.
Well, I mean, if
like,
you're
I don't need.
He's already
I'm just saying. No. Exactly, like niggas like that's what I'm saying. Niggas like that. Like I feel like there should be more niggas like that. But instead, like the only time you see that happening is when the nigga he still got his bag. Like Blake is still getting his fucking 35 mil. He just signed with the Nets for $1 million.
Bro, I forgot Blake is still getting paid from the Pistons right now.
Exactly, bro.
Man, they signed on a field trip with the Nets. That's a fact, man.
Or like the rumors with Kevin Love. If you was to tell Kevin Love right now, like, fucking if you drop your 30 mil, not even take it, would you sign for $1 million? You can be like, hell no, nigga.
Let me ask y'all something. Because
that nigga rather die in Cleveland, bro.
Speaking of Blake Griffin and the Pistons, because people were getting on Stephen A. for saying this, but I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of spitting when he said this shit. Do y'all think that karma is the biggest reason why the Nets lost this year?
No, bro.
Bro,
I'm
not gonna lie.
They lost because of a freak Kyrie injury.
Okay, obviously injuries happen, but even in the injuries, remove Kyrie's injury. Harden getting hurt, that's kind of his fault, bro. He was fat. Nigga went to get out of shape and shit before like the season even started.
Yeah, well that's his own fault.
Okay, yeah, that's karma. And then also Blake Griffin quitting on the Pistons. That's karma coming back to bite your ass. You didn't even get the fucking ring that you quit on the Pistons for. And then Kyrie. I remember he said,
the Pistons quit on him, though.
What? The Pistons quit on him?
The Pistons quit on him. I can't lie to you. I don't blame him for leaving Detroit. I can't lie to you. You don't leave Detroit, bro.
I don't blame him at all. But
you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
They had that nigga playing with Andre Drummond, dog.
You gotta get out of Detroit. Get out of Detroit, bro.
Bro, Andre Drummond might be the worst player in the history of the league, bro. And I'm not. And I am so serious when I say that. Like, Drummond is not even a top 20 center in the league, bro.
They had my nigga Blake went out there with one knee carrying Drummond's garbage ass, bro. Come on, bro.
Hey, let me ask you this: is Drummond even better than Daniel Tice?
Actually, no.
You gotta have Daniel Tice. You're right. He is.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers are
depending on that. Give me Daniel Tice. He can stretch the floor and knows what he's doing. I'll live with it.
Pass at the 4 and the 7.
Did y'all see? Hold on. Did y'all see Drummond's comment?
Oh, the Korean.
He said he wants to come back to the Lakers. I think.
No. He commented on.
He got more minutes.
There was a post. Someone said something about Drummond. About I think Drummond's points or something like that. No. Someone said I wish Drummond. It was under a DeAndre Ayton post. It said I wish Drummond could dominate like Ayton does. And Drummond commented under that shit, and he said, "Well, if your coach gave me more minutes and more touches, then I could do that."
Bro, Andre Drummond is a fucking clown, bro.
We know the real you.
Man is delusional.
We know the real you.
He's a fucking clown, bro. This is the same guy that dribbles the ball off of his leg every 2 seconds. The nigga is a foul machine. The dude literally shoots below 50% at the rim. At the fucking rim! You're a 7-footer shooting below 50% at the fucking restricted area, bro. A disgrace, bro. Fucking disgrace. But like Bino said, Bucks
I didn't get y'all's predictions.
I got Bucks.
Yeah, okay. So you don't got the Suns winning another game?
Nah, it's over. It's wraps.
I got Bucks at 7.
I'm sorry, bro. The way that Giannis is dominating right now, dog. And I don't see a reason why it would stop.
It's not.
Even Ayton's too small, bro.
That's a fact, bro. The moment that I saw game 1, the first couple possessions, I think it was when Giannis backed him down and Ayton got shoved all the way to the back of the rim, bro. At the moment that I saw
he did the same thing in the start of game 2, bro.
Oh, yep. And the moment I saw that, I knew Giannis was going to go Wilt Chamberlain in this series, bro. I just knew it. And there's nothing and I've heard some niggas say they lost Dario, but nigga, I don't want to hear Dario Sarge's name brought up. Dario ain't stopping Giannis. The fuck? Like niggas.
Okay. Dario helped.
He's a body. Don't get me wrong. I get it. He is a body, but he's not stopping Giannis, bro.
Yeah, they gotta play Frank Kaminsky now, bro.
No, bro, you're not getting it. I know he's a body. I get it, but he's not stopping Giannis, nigga.
I know he's not stopping Giannis.
Well, that's what the Suns get from picking up a cheap ass backup 7-footer. That's what they get.
They tried to get Drummond actually, which is
I think they played a lot better. They should have picked up a Willie Cauley Stein.
Drummond would have done
better than fucking Kaminsky.
Sucks, bro.
That's better than Kaminsky.
Nah, Bucks and 6 though. Bucks and 6.
I think Bucks and 7. The Suns would probably get one more just because they're in. Are we trusting Chris Middleton and Drew to stay consistent? I'm
trusting one of each. I don't think there's going to be another game where both of them play bad like game 2. That's my prediction.
I can see them winning game 4 and then game 5 being close and the Suns winning that, and then game 6 Bucks winning game 7. I'm gonna go Giannis in the game 7.
I don't know. I feel like if it goes 7, I'm picking the Suns. I'm sorry. I think CP3 gonna get it. And I'm a CP3 hater, bro.
You know, game 7 get close, bro. If it's a game 7 in the close game, I don't know if I can trust Giannis in the clutch, bro.
I have to trust Chris. Giannis has been one of the toughest players in the league so far this year, so you really can't say that.
Closer, though. We know.
Yeah, that's true, but most of his buckets are just him fucking catching a lob or some shit.
Hey, but to be fair, in overtime, he backed down KD and he got the hook shot.
True. Yep, that's true.
And also, bro, that hook shot might have to be his new move, bro, because he uses it. What'd you say?
Bro, he bodied the fuck out of Jay Crowder and put that shit up, bro.
Yeah.
That's
too small. If you leave Giannis on the island, you're finished, bro. I don't know why people even attempt to do that.
So we all got the Bucks winning this series?
Yeah,
Bucks winning the series though.
Okay,
Bucks winning the series.
So
with my Bucks prediction, I would like to even though I don't think you guys would have been there without the Kyrie injury, in my opinion. But injuries are part of the game. I guess I had to apologize for my take early this season because when they gave Drew Holiday the bag, I was like, they just gave this man $40 million to be stuck in the future. But they're about to win a championship, so I guess it's worth it. In my opinion, I think they're going to win the championship, so it's worth it. So I guess I had to apologize to the Bucks organization for my rant that I went on about the Bucks before the season started.
I don't even think you got to apologize because the extension hasn't even started yet. But
if they win the one chip, who cares? Like, who cares what happens in the next 5 years?
True, yeah. But also, let me say this. Oh, let's move on to because if we all have the Bucks winning this series, then Chris Paul, bro, his legacy might look a little shaky at the end of this finals. Not gonna lie, bro.
Nah.
It's gonna look shaky. It's gonna.
He's still gonna be top 5.
I don't think this hurts his case.
I don't think a finals loss.
Yeah.
I think only way it hurts him is if he just plays pissed.
Yeah.
Bro, y'all don't get it, bro. Y'all not understanding this, bro. Bro, history does not remember the details of that shit. All they're gonna remember is that this nigga has had multiple playoff series leads and blown them. Like, how many times have we seen him in a position to win a playoff series and it fails? Now, granted, injuries have affected a lot of that, so I'm not going to say that. What'd you say?
I mean, if you look at when he's blown the leads, I mean, that Game 5 versus Thunder, tough. The 3-1 lead, when he blew a 3-1 lead in the last games that they lost, CP3 averaged like 26 and 10 on 50% shooting from the field and 35% shooting from the field.
Didn't I just say they're not going to care? They're not going to care about that shit, bro. They're just going to remember he blew leads in the playoffs.
I mean, people are going to be able to look up his stats and be like, you know what, I see that. And they're going to also see D-Book. Because that means D-Book is playing trash. Let's just get that straight. If they lose, and they're going to blame D-Book.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to need my boy to tighten up so when the Bucks win, I can defend him. There's no cap. I'm going to need my boy to tighten up.
CP3 right now, bro, honestly, he's cooking the Bucks defense. He's cooking the Bucks defense.
You saw when he put Giannis in the mixer? Because he put Giannis in the mixer and Giannis' hand was still in his face, bro.
Nah, this man,
Giannis' hand was still in his man's eyeball, bro. Yeah, facts.
Oh, still good defense, and he still made it.
Well, and then y'all remember when Brook Lopez was getting cooked in Game 2 or whatever, bro? They was on Lopez's ass like he wasn't playing good defense. I don't know what more you want from a 7-footer.
Lopez was dropping back on a lot of those picks, and I get it. That's their scheme anyway, but like...
No, I'm talking about... let me talk about the ice though plays, bro. The ice where when he was on an island with Chris Paul...
I mean, there's nothing he can do.
Chris Paul was getting those threes up. The man was getting a good contest every time, bro.
I mean, honestly, bro, I'm not even really mad at him for shit like that. Because, like, bro, there's nothing he can do. Like, there's really nothing. He's not laterally quick like that, so he's not going to be able to keep
niggas expect Brook Lopez to get in Chris Paul's jersey like Patrick Beverly and fucking lock him up.
There's just some things you can't do about that. Like, there's just some good guys, man.
Yeah, shout out Brook Lopez, man.
Exactly. But before we wrap this shit up, let's talk about Giannis' legacy real quick. Because someone had commented on my last video on my second channel, and they were like, if Giannis wins, he's a top 5 power forward of all time. And I think he probably enters that conversation. You could argue he's kind of already in that convo now, even though it's kind of early in his career because he's already got 2 MVPs. Karl Malone, I think, has 2 MVPs. But then again, Karl Malone doesn't exist in the NBA community. So, So, I mean, where do y'all think Giannis ranks among power forwards all time if he gets this ring, and among players all time? What you think, Steve-O?
I think that he's top 5 power forward of all time if he was a championship. You talk about what he's had: Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time MVP, Most Improved, 5-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's already on the path of being an NBA great. You add in a championship. I mean, I think Giannis will be in the conversation. I'm pretty sure people can bring up different stats and stuff, but what he has already accomplished so far at 26, you can't say that he's not in the conversation. He has the highest, crazy stat. He has the highest PER ever in the NBA. So, I mean,
that's crazy. I'm in
the conversation of having him there.
All right, now question. Let's say the Bucks go back to back, right? Let's say they win this year and next year. Is that GOAT trajectory?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's for Giannis.
Yeah.
Like that's a
top 10 all time.
Yeah, like he's literally on his way to being a top 10. Like, we cannot sit here and say to ourselves that this guy, like, no one else in the NBA has won 2 Defensive Player of the Year or 2 MVPs and 1 Defensive Player of the Year award. It's only him, Hakeem, and MJ who have done it. So you win 2 championships as well before 27, 28. You're gonna act like this guy's not like like on his way to being.
Yeah, and there's still going to be a lot of all NBAs. There's still going to be a lot of all NBAs.
We're not give it to him because he doesn't do a hezzy pull up in traffic and tween cross to the like. Come on, bro. Like, no, we got to talk about it. It's just simple facts that
he pull up mirror. He can do
it. It does look kind of ugly, but like, hey, it goes.
You know what's crazy? What's crazy is like I've heard people say the media like favors Giannis and shit, which is just not true. But like, I genuinely do y'all think that the media like, because if Giannis was let's say like in New York, right? Let's say Giannis was playing for the Knicks. Don't you think they would have entertained the fact that he's already on his way to become like the next GOAT by now?
Yeah, he would have won MVP this year. He would have. He would have. I'm so like no disrespect. Matter of fact, I can't even say that because they're both in small markets. Matter of fact, matter of fact, Giannis would have won MVP this year because if he's in a big market and he's getting all that hype, bro. Because let's be real, bro. I was talking about this earlier. The only reason why they were talking about Giannis so much in the 1920 season was because he was on his final year of his deal. Now that he signed the extension, you see that? No one cares. No one cares.
Because they want him to leave Milwaukee. They want him to leave that team so they can go to a big market team and promote him and do all that stuff. Like
even Stephen A. Like y'all seen what Stephen A. was saying about Milwaukee, how he hates the weather and all that shit there.
Yeah, bro. He was complaining about 70-degree weather.
I don't give a fuck what Stephen A. Smith cares about with your weather. Like, bro, I'm not worried about you, bro. I'm going to see what the game was like. What's going to happen in these games? Like, that's the problem with the media. The media is always going to put their 2 cents in.
Always saying shit like that. Like,
Stephen A. just saying some shit like, bro, this guy.
But yeah, I think Giannis, if he wins this championship, because let's throw the back-to-back stuff to the side, because more than likely that's just not going to happen. But if he does win the ring this year and the Finals MVP with the numbers he's putting up, I think he's already having like an all-time great like playoffs. And in the Finals, like with the numbers he's putting up, I'm not gonna lie, like would y'all say it's a top 10 Finals performance ever?
Yeah, definitely. What?
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I could literally see him dropping 40 at 2 more times.
What's the best Finals performance of all time?
Probably Jordan against the Suns when he averaged like 40.
He averaged 40, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. 2016? Nah.
2016 is up there.
I feel like the last.
Braun had like 2 great, three spectacular.
Yeah, the last 3 games, he dropped 40. I think he did a 40 again, and then he had a triple double. So I was like, those last 3 games were great. But if we're going in totality of everything, you probably find like a stuff of Jordan back in the day, like in the 90s when he played against LeBron.
That'd be a second one.
You heard the LeBron fan? He said when he played against all those bugs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. This nigga Michael Jordan, I just pulled up the numbers of that series against the Suns. This nigga is insane. He averaged 41 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, 51% from the field, 40% from 3. And ironically, I don't know what was up with his free throws, but bro shot 69% at the free throw line. But dude,
that's perfect.
Hey man, if Jeff Hornacek was checking me too, it looks nice too.
I'm about to say Dan Marley, bro.
I'm Jeff Hornacek. I'm tripping. Dan Marley. I'm tripping.
Jeff Hornacek, bro.
They all look the same.
But I think that concludes this episode. Y'all got anything y'all want to say before we wrap it up?
Yeah, man. Y'all keep with us. Shout out to all our supporters, man. We about to go crazy this off season, going into next season. So y'all keep with us.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Y'all get some clips too. We're gonna drop some clips of this episode also on YouTube. We're also gonna upload on Apple Podcasts. Make sure y'all drop a nice review and everything. But